$9 billion that Harvard University, who, by the way, wouldn't allow white students, Asian students, and totally just disregarded all kinds of things because they were all in the name of diversity, right? Until the Supreme Court told them they couldn't do it anymore. Now I hear they're looking by zip code. Well, they're about to lose $9 billion at one Harvard University. Trump is saying this is all, by the way, up for the taking. $9 billion. $9 billion is a lot of money Harvard University gets. I mean, hey, it makes the $400 million that he took from Columbia University look like, nothing. So they've got $9 billion in funding at risk. We taxpayers give them this money. And you got Linda McMahon saying, why are we giving them this money when they are actually at odds fundamentally sort of with who we are, where we are going, and the American success story that has made, frankly, Harvard and this country unique. I mean, they're graduating people who just think they can get a job right now because of DEI, instead of graduating people who actually really want to make a difference and contribute to the economy in this world. Perhaps Disney has a few too many of these folks. They're from Harvard University. They had to get rid of Claudine Gay, who oddly I went to high school with. She was a senior and I was a freshman, so I don't really remember. She was a disaster. I mean, Elise Stefanik, remember that? She just wiped the floor, I should say, with one Claudine Gay. She had to leave. They brought someone else in. That person had to leave. Now they brought somebody else in. The guy who's now running it is like, wait, no, I feel your pain. I feel your pain because, I'm Jewish myself, and I want you to know we're going to protect the kids on campus. They're trying to give some lip service, which may be better than what Columbia University is trying to do right now. Columbia University just putting this woman in charge, a former NBC News reporter, CNN as well. She happened to have gone to Columbia, like I did. And she got her undergrad and her master's there in Russian studies, worked for the Russian bureau there in NBC News, and then on to CNN or vice versa. Maybe it was CNN and then NBC News. And so her name is Claire Shipman, married to the former press person for President Obama, Jay Carney. Remember him? I think he went on to run press at Amazon. So perhaps Columbia University's board thinks that they can get kind of a twofer here. They get like a press operation. Let me tell you, this is not going to go over well. This is not going to go over well because of some of the things that one Claire Shipman has already been known to have said, like this. Columbia's new prez called congressional hearings on anti-Semitism Capitol Hill nonsense. Really, Claire? I don't think you're the right person here for this job. Oh, and look at this one. Columbia University is not getting the best and the brightest anymore. Too bad. Thank you, Joe, for the generosity. I'm looking at this. I'm like, this is kind of sad. But who would want to go there? Who would want to go there anymore when you're looking at swastikas that they have put on the International SIPA, the School of Public Affairs building? I mean, I'm sort of astonished. I went to school there. I took classes in these buildings, and I'm hearing now about janitors having to wipe things off, and they got this guy, right, Khalil, who Marco Rubio is like, you're out of here, right? They sent him first to Louisiana. Somehow the American Civil Liberties Union was able to get him moved to New Jersey, but he was one of the rabble-rousers who was starting all these problems on campus. They had some alumni day the other day, and they got all these kids that are tearing up, and I guess alumni tearing up their diplomas because, well, they're all for Palestine, and they're not for the Jewish kids that are there on campus. It's kind of strange. I mean, it's bizarre.
Graduates of the School of International and Public Affairs chanted Free Palestine as they destroyed their sheepskins. It was Alumni Day on campus. The protests are in support of Mahmoud Khalil, the Columbia grad student and protester now held by ICE agents. And they also object to the concessions made to curb protests on campus.
And we will continue to rage at this institution until Mahmoud Khalil is free. Until students are free to fight for Palestinian rights and liberation.
Yeah, Palestinian rights and liberation. I mean, we're just going to forget all about October 7th. This is not okay, all right? And we haven't even talked about the DEI stuff that they're promoting and the trans stuff and the God knows what in all these college campuses. This is a big problem, right? So when you see people like Jasmine Crockett that are maybe seeing some kind of marginal success politically, or even Kamala Harris or AOC or Joe Biden, it's because of this sort of set of beliefs that they're all trying to push forward, and it's coming from academia. And it's not just Harvard, and it's not just Columbia, it's not just the Ivy Leagues. It's disseminated throughout all of the educational system because we effectively have a ton of graft in that system, and you've got a ton of federal money that's been going to all these schools for years now. And look who's been controlling it. I mean, you had Trump in there for 4 years, but the whole darn time he was fighting Russia, and a whole host of other things, right? Because of all the disinformation that the left put out. And yet they want you to think it's the other way around.